Alrighty, and we're on. Declan, thanks for coming on, mate.
Nah, thanks for having me, mate.
You nervous?
Alright.
You'd be used to like the bright lights and shit by now.
I don't know about the bright lights.
Not yet. Soon.
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 Very soon.
So just tell everyone what you do.
I do jiu-jitsu. That's it. You
Yeah.
know? I just try and compete and travel and...
Do you do that full time now?
That's it. That's all I do. I teach and then I travel, compete, train. That's my life.
That's like the dream though, isn't it?
That's the best.
And you got Boa coming up shortly.
2 weeks. Well, just under 2 weeks.
Is that
now.
that close?
Yeah.
No shit.
Not this weekend, next.
You just competed, so is that kind of like a training camp, so you don't really need like that long a camp? How does jiu-jitsu work? I'm not too familiar with jiu-jitsu. Like with fighting, obviously you do like 4 to 6 week camps.
Jiu-jitsu depends. People do camps, but it's...
You're training
train
all year
all
round.
the time. You know, the damage to the body isn't such that you have to take these times off, you know.
Fuck, I don't know about that. Jiu-jitsu is so aggressive.
At least the damage to the brain,
yeah.
you know. Like everything else is like battered, but you can train consistently through the year. You know, you don't have to, like, if I have a match or a competition on the weekend, I can be back at training the next day. I don't have to be like 3 weeks off to let my brain heal, let all the cuts heal, you know. So it's not so bad. You can train pretty consistently. Whenever someone says, you know, they're doing a camp, it just means like they're training harder or more, you know.
And you don't have to you don't have to like deal with like cuts and bruises and or hopefully in like as many injuries.
Ideally you don't want the cuts and the bruises.
Yeah. But you just came off 80cc trials as well. Was that in Melbourne or Sydney?
That was in Sydney.
Sydney, yeah, and you just came up short in that?
Semi-finals, yeah, I lost the match.
You haven't lost many matches, so was that like not a wake-up call, but do you reckon it was kind of like a blessing more than anything?
No, I would have really liked to have won,
You would
to be
have
honest.
preferred to win.
But, no, it obviously...
Put a fire up your ass a bit?
Yeah, like, it made me realise some things that need to change, and I'll be better, you know, coming into this bowler, and then...
That's a scary thing. Me and Adam were talking about that. We were like, fuck, you'd be like the wrong person to lose because you're just going to come back like twice as good.
Yeah, I hate losing, man. But I think it's a bit of a misconception. I've lost a lot early days, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe the last few years I've lost maybe a couple of matches, but when I first started, I'd lose all the time, you know. So just like I've been through it before, you know. I'm not someone who's never lost before and is not going to know how to come back, you know. I've lost heaps. I've won a lot, you know. I'm going to come back better and better and better every time.
That's the thing with jiu-jitsu though. When you start out, you don't win.
Oh no!
Like you just don't win.
Is shit.
Yeah, because you'll
Everybody.
just get like a blue belt in there when you're a fresh white belt, and they'll just fiddle you for fucking 3 months until you get good enough to like start subbing them.
Oh, I was when I started, I was like 13 and like 48 kilos.
Were you always
like,
Were you always tall? Because you're like kind of built for jiu-jitsu.
I've always been like long, but I was shorter than like. I was just a child, you know. So I got bashed for years, you know, and just kept going to train and being like, this is the best thing ever. And then just got bashed. And then around like 16, when I started to grow a little bit, then I started beating everyone. I was like, oh my God, I didn't realize it was this good, you know, like.
Well, even in the last
bashed.
like 5 years, 6 years, well, because I remember going into the gym at first and you were still like, you was massive, but you were still kind of a kid.
Yeah.
But
for
over
sure.
the last, especially like 4 years now, you're just fucking huge. Yeah.
Just getting fat,
and you got the man strength
enjoying,
and shit.
Enjoying eating, man.
Yeah, loving it. But there's some weapons at M16. That'd probably be a really good gym to kind of grind at.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Like everyone in there, like regardless of level, is just tough, you know. No one wants to lose in that gym.
And you're finally off to Austin when did you say?
August 2nd.
August 2nd.
August 2nd.
That's going to be fun.
It's been a long time coming, you know. A few things just didn't work out, and now
Coronavirus, fuck you.
Yeah, I was moving to Canada before that.
Yeah, I remember that. Were you going to go teach or something?
I was going to go teach over there, and then the plan was to like dip between the US and Canada as much as I could, and then I got my visa approved, and then the day my visa was approved, Canada closed their borders to everyone.
Yeah, that's rough. But
in the long term, I think it was a blessing.
Worked out for the better.
I've ended up at M16 and everything's sort of worked out. You know, we built the M16 Open from there, and I've been able to compete. And like, I think I've actually become better this way than I would have if it was even in the US at that time.
Because then you would have been focusing on teaching heaps as well.
100%.
Yeah. And so at B-Team, you would just be training every day.
Just training.
Just as much as you can.
That's it.
There's going to be some savages in that room. Who do they got? They got Nicky Rod.
Nicky, Craig, Isaac, Nicky Ryan, Ethan Krellinston, a lot of the guys. We had a young kid, Joseph, come over for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I heard about him. He was 17, wasn't he? And he was like...
He's an animal.
Bashing everyone.
He's really good, man.
Yeah, I was supposed to train with Miles one day. And he was like, I just got to take today off, man. There's this kid in town and I want to just, like, roll with him 24 as much as I can. And apparently he's a savage. He doesn't look that big either. I just seen a picture of him. He's just a weapon.
I don't know how big he walks around at, but he fought at 77. But he's like...
77 and he's
strong,
and
dude.
he's 17.
Yeah.
That's massive.
Yeah, like, I was amazed how strong he is, you know? Like, someone is 17, you're like, they're not going to have that, like, adult strength yet. Yeah. But I was like, as soon as you grabbed me, I was like, what the fuck?
It's crazy because there's 17-year-olds now that have been training jiu-jitsu for, like, 12 years because they start so young now.
I don't even think he's been training that long. I think just his training quality's been so good.
He's Chinese, isn't he?
I don't want to say exactly, but he's from China.
Yeah, Miles said he's a bit everywhere, like he lives in Singapore or China or something.
He's all over the place, but
and he trains at B-Team. Yeah, and all those boys are back now. I seen Craig at the Volkanovski fight. I was like, fuck, he's had a big schedule.
He must have got off the flight from Adelaide to corner Volk.
Well, I was talking to Adam. I didn't even know he was cornering Volk. And Adam fucked me because as soon as I heard that Craig was cornering him, I was like, Volkanovski's going to try and choke him out. So I laid down a heap of money and I put a massive multi on, and I had Barberina to win by KO. I had Strickland to get knocked out in the first round. If I just put Volkanovski to win, I would have won like $8,000. But I put him by submission and I put it up to like 16 G's for a win off of like fucking $15. And in my head, I'm like, yeah, Craig's there. He's been training this whole camp to choke the cunt out. But yeah, nothing.
Fucking Adam, man.
Yeah, he stitched me. But but yeah, he had a rough schedule. He came down. He did seminar. Did he go to ADCC trials? He was
at the trials. He coached some of his guys, Joseph and Isaac, and then I don't think he was in Sydney long. He did like 2 seminars there. Then he came to Adelaide and he taught the class. And I don't think he planned on staying around so long, but he ended up being here for almost a week, which was selfishly good for me.
And then he literally got off the plane and he would have went straight to Vegas.
Straight in Vegas.
That's insane. And then, if the Volkanovski or Oliveira fight happens, he's going to be a massive part of that.
Oh,
camp.
yeah, for sure. It was just like when he was there for the Brian Ortega camp, you know.
I always laugh about that fight because he went from like having nothing to do to like fucking almost all coming down to him. In that, what was it, the third round or second round? That was insane.
I hate Ortega with a passion.
You do?
Oh, hate him.
Why?
Oh, he's just a peanut.
Yeah.
An absolute peanut for years. And then we were at the Vic and I picked up my keys when he put the guillotine on Vox. I was like, I'm fucking out of here.
You thought it was done.
And then he got out and I threw my keys back down, sat down. I was like screaming at the screen. I was like...
My missus, like, she gets into MMA, but she's like not heaps, and she's not as into it, obviously, as like I am or like people we know. And even she was on her phone and I was like screaming and she's like... And she was on the bed, jumping on the bed, like, what the fuck?
It was unreal. That was like the best performance ever.
Because he got him in a guillotine, and then he got him in a triangle. And once he got the triangle in, I was like, he's not getting out of that. Like, his name's fucking T-City. He's good at it. It's his move. It's over.
Just in time for the Craig Jones Escapes DVD too. Beautiful.
Yeah. Perfect.
Oh,
it's like it was planned.
Printing money.
Then I heard you had like a hell similar story to me with what was it, Tony Ferguson and Oliveira when they fought.
I don't want to talk about that either. I
chucked some money on Oliveira to win by submission. It wasn't heaps, but it would have gave me like $1,000, and I already spent the money in my head.
I
already spent.
I was on the table. I thought the ref had stepped in and called it off. I was on the table. I was like, I'm going on holiday, man. Like, I'm not going home from the pub. I'm going straight on a holiday right now. I was booking my flights to the Gold Coast. I was ready to go. I went to the toilet. I came back, and I was like, oh, they're showing the replay. They're like, no, the next 3 hours. For the rest of the time, I had my head in my hands. I was like, don't cry at the pub, you know?
Oh, I can't believe he got out of that.
Unbelievable.
He didn't even get out of it. He just let him take his arm out.
Just sat in it. Like, how can you do that?
When you're about to... Have you ever broken anyone's shit?
Yeah. Like feet, I haven't broken an arm.
Have you broken anyone's shit from a heel hook?
I haven't done any damage in a heel hook.
People generally tap.
People are pretty wise to tap, but I've seen it happen a bunch.
Is there like a part of you, does it take like a certain part of you to finish that submission and break their fucking, do you kind of think about it, or are you just thinking of winning?
I think when you're in there in the match, you're just thinking about winning, you know, like when I have, broken things and caused damage, you know, it's not intentional. You want the person to tap, but there's a point where you just feel everything starts to stretch and tear. It's disgusting, and it's happened in the gym, you know, and it's the worst feeling. Like, doing it is bad, like, and having it done to you is even worse.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was when Will was alive and I think he was rolling with Piro, and he put Piro in like a heel hook or like a knee bar, and you just heard this like
yeah.
It was horrific.
Oh man, Will got us all too. Like,
yeah, he got you once, didn't he?
Oh man, he had this session. He came down and trained with us when we were in North Adelaide, and he must have got every brown and black belt in that room that day.
Yeah,
and we're all looking at each other like, who the fuck is this guy?
He used to carry a prosthetic leg in his car.
Yeah,
and he
looking at the knee
with it and shit.
Oh,
because he was on that
front reading his book, like, because he was going to be a doctor, and then he's like smoking his vape, and then, you know, and he was like not like an intimidating looking dude at all.
He's a geek.
And then he came in and bashed everyone, and we were like, come on guys, we got to put it fucking together. We can't have this.
But then you like pass his guard, and he just kind of let you.
Just like lay there looking at the ceiling.
Yeah,
it's like, I had my chance.
Yeah, he was really good. He was talking about Danaher. He was talking about the Death Squad before they were even.
Oh yeah,
like before they were a thing.
Switched on to jiu-jitsu like more than anyone at that time in Adelaide, for sure.
He was really big on no gi as well, because he never fucked with a gi.
No,
ever.
No.
Did you? You obviously would have started in the gi.
Yeah, I still teach in the gi once a week.
You do,
but yeah, at Beachside in Brighton.
Oh, does the M16 has no gi classes?
No gi classes anymore.
Got rid of it.
Yeah, no one would come. Everyone would be like, oh yeah, we'll do the gi, and then the class come like, oh no one.
Does Beachside still do it?
A few times a week.
The gi's probably good for like more kids than anything, because they get the belt system.
Yeah. M16 we still do the belts for the kids, but we just do the coloured rash guards.
Yeah.
So they still get the progression, you know. The thing is, you don't get to do the stripes.
Yeah.
Which is good for kids, keeps them like, they're like, interested. I want more stripes. But we have like a certificate system now, so we give them the stripes on the certificate, and then the belts as a rash guard. Yeah,
it's dying slowly, the gi, isn't it? Is there what's the biggest like gi tournament? Is it still
the gi worlds?
Worlds.
It's busy. It's been a bit quieter the last couple of years. Still recovering from the pandemic and stuff, but it is like. It isn't as popular for the viewing side as
fucking hurts.
It does hurt.
It hurts so much.
And my fingers and stuff are all jacked up from the years.
I did it once, and I remember the next day I woke up and I was like, I just don't understand how people do. And then you see everyone's got their fucking fingers taped up. It's like, what a shit way to live.
It's the worst one ever. I was in Japan at the time, and I was training this guy. He's a black belt jiu-jitsu and judo, and he broke my grip, and I was like, man, my finger feels funny. I looked down, and my finger was not only pointed the wrong way, but it had twisted the whole way around, and I was like, this isn't good. And I was saying tap, and he didn't speak any English, and I was like, in my head, I was like shitting myself, and I was like, I got him off, and then I was like, I don't have the Japanese ability to like take me to a doctor, so I just had to grab it and twist it, and it's still wonky to this day, but it works.
You do have like gay fingers a little bit.
Oh man, so bad.
Yeah, that's hectic. That is hectic. So do you have, besides BOA, do you have anything else coming up in like the works?
No, what my idea is after BOA, I'm probably just going to chill a little bit, take a little bit of time just to recover. Like, I'm still healthy, still strong, but just like having the trials and then BOA back to back, you know, I'm just going to take a little bit of time for myself and then be ready, go train in Austin.
That's the thing with jiu-jitsu, you don't really have like an off season, do you?
No, it's constant, you know.
It's a real like persistent art, like you just have to keep going, because every week something else is happening, like something new's coming out, someone's getting better.
That's it. You've always got to be ready, always staying up to date. Even if you're not competing, you've got to be like keeping up with who is competing, what's happening, what techniques are being used, you know, always trying to get better.
Is the best way to make money in jiu-jitsu, besides obviously winning tournaments, is the best way like instructionals and seminars?
Yeah, DVDs and seminars for sure is the way to go, but no one's going to buy a DVD for someone who's not competing and winning, you know?
Yeah.
So they go hand in hand.
Yeah, so you got to kind of build your name, and that's when you can start, like what Craig's done.
Exactly.
And making OnlyFans.
That's the way.
When's that on the cards?
It might have to be soon, you know. I got to flying to America's expensive, man.
What do? Do you get like an Airbnb or how do?
I'm looking at the moment. Hopefully, someone over there is going to have a room for me.
You should see if Craig can get you in like Joe Rogan's house.
Yeah, that's it. Joe's got a big enough house. I can slide in one of those rooms.
Or even Alex Jones.
Yeah, that would be the dream. That would be sure. Imagine the things you would see.
You'd see some shit. I actually have a special request from a Luke Helpsy to ask to put it on you live on the air. If you can please promote him to a white belt.
Promote Luke to a white belt?
Yeah.
I'll never give that guy any belt. He rolls into the gym last night to the beginners class, literally 25 minutes late. It's an hour class. Sits there, does the technique wrong. I'm not sure if he's doing it intentionally wrong, but I came to try and help him. He's like, nah, I got it. And then left before the class had really finished. And I was like, what are you doing, man?
Oh no, that did not go how he thought it was going to go. He's got outed.
That's it.
Yeah, right. He showed me that video he made when he had COVID last night. He sent it to me when he was like calling everyone out from the gym.
In the gi?
And I
that was incredible.
And I was like laughing. I was like, it's funny you didn't mention Declan, Carey or Miles.
No, he went for the white belts. Yeah. It was after the white belts.
And he even mentioned Marcus. Marcus is like the nicest dude you ever meet.
Yeah, Marcus just like as chill as they come.
Yeah, I've got to get him. I really want to get him on.
So after that we set up a super fight with him and Richard. And Richard
he said it didn't go
tapped him in front of everyone at the open mat.
Yeah, fuck. One day he'll get off that. What is it? He's like on it. What did he give a kid? Like a yellow belt?
Oh, man, yeah. I wouldn't even give him a yellow belt. You know?
No, that's all right. You'll get there, Luke. Eventually, persistence is key. I've been a white belt for like 8 years. I just roll in. It's not a sport where you can roll in like once every 3 months and just pick it up again.
No.
It's fun to go in, though. It is fun to go in. And especially when you see people that you've like there'll be a kid there, and I might have been there, and he would have just started, and it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
But then 3 months later, you come back, and that kid is beating the shit out of you because they've just been at it every single week. Yeah. It's one of those things. I reckon you have to go minimum once to twice a week to see progress, fast progress.
For sure. For progress, you got to be doing 2-3 times a week. Like, the thing is, the timing. I think obviously you can retain the techniques, but the timing goes so quick, you know. Like
it's just it's
being
just
in the right place at the right time.
It's just the reaction timing. Like the biggest thing I find is you freak out rather than like, oh, he's put his hand here, now I have to do this and move here. Rather than that, you kind of just try and just strength it out.
Yeah.
And that's when you
As
get
soon as you
caught.
do that, you're going to get tired and you're
Yeah.
going to get caught.
And then you start like clashing heads and like just white belt shit.
Yeah,
Like,
the best.
yeah, just
kneeing each other in the head.
just kneeing each other in the head turns into a MMA fight.
The best.
But yeah, it's like you said, it's just reaction timing. Like, you know, when they do this, that you should do this. Just remembering all those steps. It's pretty hectic. You can see why people call it like chess.
Oh yeah, that's it. Like anyone can learn any technique. That's not the hard part. The hard part is realizing how to do it in that split second when it's available.
Yeah, just chuck that a tiny bit closer, just a little bit. Yeah, I reckon that's chill. But yeah, when did you? So you started? Did you say at 13?
13.
Did you start for any particular reason, or did you just go and be like, "Oh, this is pretty cool"?
I was just watching the UFC, and I was like, I needed something to do. I just started high school, and I was like, just playing video games, doing sweet fuck all.
So now you're doing that, but you're doing jiu-jitsu.
Man, I don't even have time to play video games
Yeah.
anymore. I like between training and napping, there's nothing else.
You'd be fucking exhausted every day.
Oh, that's what it's like. I try and nap, train again, weights, train some more, teaching, and then go home. And I go home, I'm like, barely want to eat, I'm like, I just want to go back to bed.
Yeah, and so, yeah, you started when you were 13. And how old are you now?
25.
25, 12 years. Fuck. And you're a black belt.
Yeah, I've been a black belt for 3 years now.
That's a pretty, like, quick... 9 years is, like, a pretty fast come up to black belt, isn't it?
At the time, I think it was. I think people are progressing quite a bit faster now, like through the ranks. I think just with the access to information, it's much easier.
It's just YouTube and shit,
instructionals. Yeah. The quality of information's better now too.
Yeah.
So I think now you'll see people getting there like 5-6 years,
and it's more
pretty
like
commonly.
It's more acceptable to like cross train and shit now, obviously.
Yeah,
too.
you can go train anywhere and gather as much information
depending
as you can.
what gym you're from.
I say that it depends. If you're still training at a cult, then if your instructor tells you that you can only train there, it's probably because they suck.
There's still a couple cults in Adelaide, I've heard.
Oh, there's plenty.
Yeah, do it. Just fucking out them.
Oh man, they know who they are. Like I said, if your instructor says you can't go train wherever, it's because they suck. And they're scared that you're going to realise that there's better information out there and there's better systems of like training, Everyone at M16 trains there because they want to,
And then when they're free, they go train other places.
Yeah, we invite everyone down. We invite everyone to go train everywhere else, Like, it's a service at the end of the day, Like, as much as it is a team and it's great to have a good team, if you move an hour away, it's understandable. You're not going to lose all your friends because you go and train somewhere else.
Yeah. And did you ever think about doing like MMA?
I've thought about it occasionally, but for now, jiu-jitsu's never say never. I always said that, but for now, jiu-jitsu's like for me, it's my job. So
did you ever train stand up?
No, I did karate when kickboxing karate when I was a kid. You can do like a front kick. That's about it. I'm 2-0 in the gym though.
You are?
Yeah, Tommy Hayes and Jonathan Sutton, my victims.
Nice.
Yeah, 2-0 stand-up fights in the gym.
Nice.
So if you're a 5-foot tall ginger, you're on my list.
Yeah, and you fight at is it 88?
I fought ADCC at 88. This bowler is going to be at 95.
Fuck.
So a few big boys coming in.
That is big. Isn't that like Gordon Ryan's fighting at like 95, isn't he?
I think he's doing under 90. I'm not sure. I think he might be doing over 99 this time.
Yeah,
actually.
that's what I was saying.
He's pretty big at the moment.
Because him and Craig aren't in the same bracket, and Craig's below 88, isn't he?
Craig was below 88, but he switched with Isaac, and now Craig's doing under 99.
Gordon Ryan,
Gordon's doing over.
Big motherfucker.
He's huge, dude. Like, he's tall and he's just thick.
Yeah, he's a big dude. And then there's Nicky Ryan. His brother's Nicky Ryan, isn't he?
His brother's Nicky Ryan. I think he's in the 77. He's a lot shorter, but he's pretty thick right now too.
These weight classes, for people that don't know, they don't sound as heavy, but these people have not a single ounce of body fat on them.
Yeah.
Like 77 kilos of like just muscle is fucking huge.
Yeah, all the guys are like so strong these days. They're just everything's on point: strength and conditioning, diet, supplements.
Yeah, there's a lot of the Mexican supplements.
Jiu-jitsu is terrible for depends how you see it. It's either terrible or
If
it's really good.
if everyone's doing it, and it probably is more for recovery more than anything, because you're lifting and squeezing.
That's it.
And like it's so strenuous on your muscles, you need some form of recovery.
I was describing it once. It's like being on a cable machine the whole time. You know, you're training, like the amount of resistance that you're using plus your cardio, like it destroys your body. That's why there's such a steroid problem. It is exactly for the recovery.
Yeah, and I've seen like Gilbert Burns. I was watching his work. I love watching Gilbert Burns workouts. Have you ever seen him?
I've seen his jiu-jitsu ones in the gym with like Cyborg and stuff, and they're just going boom.
For his camps, and when he's like doing strength and conditioning and shit, there is physical like steam coming off of him in the room. He's training that hard, and he'll get like a weight, and he'll attach a bag to it, and he'll just squeeze and pull and squeeze and pull, but it's so strenuous. So I don't know if he would have been on juice at some point, being a jiu-jitsu
for sure
freak, and he's built like a god. But you see why they need it.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, if everyone's on it, who gives a fuck?
That's it. That's basically the 80cc mindset. It's like everyone's on the juice.
When they're denying it though, everyone denies it. Like Gordon Ryan, you can't tell me he's not on juice. He's just a specimen of a human.
You can't deny it when you make that much of a physical change in a year, you know.
He wasn't that big, was he? He was below 88. He
fought 70... Did he fight 70... He may have fought 73 back in the day. 73 kilos.
Well, him and Craig's fight wasn't... They weren't... I don't think they were that big when he fought Craig.
He did under 88, that first 80cc, and then under 99 the next, and now he's like... He must be like 120 kilos. He's huge. Yeah,
it's a good sport. It's heaps more approachable now as well. Before it was real niche. Now it's more of like a sport.
It's grown huge, man. Like I feel like now, even if you don't know what jiu-jitsu is, you know someone who knows jiu-jitsu.
And with Eddie Bravo's like tournaments and shit on Fight Pass, it makes them a bit bigger.
That's it.
Combat jiu-jitsu is fucking pretty cool.
When I went with Miles to Hobart, that was like the best jiu-jitsu event I've ever been to. That was wild. Have
you done one?
No, I put my name down, but they couldn't find me anyone. I told him when I was there last time, I was like, man, you got to get me someone for the next one.
Does that kind of like negate leg attacks?
Not really. Depends on the leg position. Obviously, you don't want to be sat in range where you're getting your head slapped.
I didn't think that you'd be able to knock someone out in combat jiu-jitsu, but there was that combat jiu-jitsu, the last one.
Yeah.
That guy got fucking knocked out clean. And I don't know if that's ever happened before.
I'm not sure if
it would have had to.
There's been happened. A few like rough TKOs.
This bloke was just knocked out.
That
clean.
dude was dead.
He was from B-Team, the guy that knocked him out, wasn't
he? Ethan Krellinston, I think it was, knocked him out.
Yeah, it was clean, and you could tell everyone was like, "Oh, we don't know what to do."
Yeah,
it doesn't happen.
I'm not even sure how it gets sanctioned. Like, I'm not sure if it gets sanctioned under like MMA rules, or they're just like, it's a jiu-jitsu event.
It's pretty brutal because Miles, like, he fucked that guy up.
Yeah, that dude looked rough afterwards.
He looked rougher than most people look after they've been in like an MMA fight.
Yeah. Bro. There was some like prelim fights on that combat jiu-jitsu card, and they were coming back to the change room and they were fucked. Like their eyes are like closed, bleeding out their nose, their mouth. I was like, this is worse than being backstage at MMA shows, you know? Like,
yeah,
I think it's so easy to break someone's nose with the palm of your hand.
Yeah, because Miles was saying you're actually allowed to, like,
as long as you don't curl your fingers, palm was fine, and you could backhand if you wanted to.
That's kind of dope.
Man, how disrespectful to just get on top of someone and just backhand them.
At the gym, if you could, anyone at the gym, you
Adam
could just...
Jones.
Adam Jones?
Oh, yeah, he can get it.
Straight
whenever
up.
he wants.
Would you forward hand him, or would it be more of a pin slap?
I'd get him down, I'd pin his arms, and I'd go back and forth.
Yeah, nice. You should organise that. I reckon he'd be keen on it. I
think he'd like to try and slap me too. He's so long, though, he'd probably just sit down and slap me from being sat down, you know.
Is he going to try and sneak into your baggage to Texas?
I think he would be over there as much as he could. He only just got back recently, you know. So
yeah, he had a big trip.
He loved it.
I was getting the Snapchats. He's so lucky.
Unbelievable.
Which card did he go to?
Was that the Izzy one?
I think it was Tuivasa.
Tuivasa, that's the one.
I can't remember the main event, but Tuivasa... it wasn't the main event, but Tuivasa knocked out Derek Lewis on it. Yeah. He was there for that.
I bet if you asked Adam, he didn't know who was fighting either.
He wouldn't have the state that they were in.
Bobby was on another planet from the photos.
Yeah, you're gonna have fun over there. You got to like live up a little bit. Have you ever you've been outside Australia before?
Yeah, I've competed and like trained. I lived in Japan for a while.
Was it at the Bonsai?
Yeah, so I've done like 10 trips to Japan. I've competed in Portugal, Abu Dhabi. I've been to the US a few times.
You've been to Abu Dhabi?
Yeah. I've been to Abu Dhabi twice.
Isn't ADCC there?
No, ADCC changes. It's called the World Pro. It's a gi tournament.
Yeah,
but like very similar. Like you win an invite and then
Abu Dhabi. Yeah, that's like the biggest gi tournament we were saying before.
Lots of money like for jiu-jitsu in Abu Dhabi. Like it's in the schools and stuff over there.
It's funny because Will went to, when he was alive, he went to Japan and he's like, fuck it, I'm going to go train at Imanari's.
Yeah.
And he went to Imanari's and same thing, he started tapping everyone and Imanari was like,
who is this dude?
you're not a white belt.
Yeah.
And like, he put up there's a photo in the gym.
In the gym of the Instagram post.
Yeah, because Imanari posted us like Wilson.
Yeah.
He said like Wilson. And fucking, yeah, we went there and rolled everyone. But then they caught onto it and were beating the shit out of him. But it was like the surprise factor.
Yeah, he got everyone, man. Like
Japan would have been sick to live in. How long did you live there?
I did a couple 3-month stints, and then I've been back and forth like a bunch of times.
Whereabouts in Japan?
It's a place called Hamamatsu, so it's like in between Tokyo and Osaka. It's like there's no white people there, no English. Like,
that's pretty cool though.
It's cool, man. Like I'm walking down the street and people are like looking at me like, what the fuck?
You'd have been the tallest motherfucker there.
Oh man, like it's tough sometimes, like trying to like squeeze into things. Adam would have no hope over there.
I was just saying, you just got your tattoos. They're hell strict on tattoos and shit in Japan.
Yeah, that's actually why I've only had my legs done for a long time, because I was going over there so frequently. Like if I was to wear shorts, I wouldn't be allowed in a lot of places, restaurants and things like that. Like the jiu-jitsu gym's fine because a lot of the guys there are Brazilian. But like the weights gym, I'd have to wear long pants.
No shit.
And now I'd have to wear like a long sleeve or a jumper just to do weights.
Yeah, I can't remember why Miles and Jamie and all that went to Japan a few years ago, and they were telling me that they were having trouble getting into places.
Yeah. Tokyo's not too bad because they're used to like the Westerners and stuff, but the smaller cities, they're still like super strict on tattoos.
The food there would be amazing.
Oh man, the best places are like the ones with no English on the menu, and you just like
just point,
give me that. Like no, just whatever comes, and you get some wild foods.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, me and my missus are trying to look into going to Japan. It's not that expensive. I don't know what it's like while you're there. I think Tokyo would be expensive.
It's not too bad. It's similar to here. Like it's not outrageously expensive. You know, you can do it on the cheap if you wanted to, but you know, you want to enjoy yourself. Like there's nice places, you know.
Yeah,
I've stayed in like heaps of little capsule hotels. Like you just like
you fit in there.
Yeah. Oh, bro, like you squish in. Yeah, doing it on the cheap for like competition. Nah, it's fine. Like they got a little TV in there. You're fine.
No shit. It's such a weird country.
It's bizarre, man. There's nowhere like it.
In Tokyo, Tokyo, you wouldn't have stood out so much, but they're just so weird there. Apparently they just work all day, like real hard working culture.
Yeah.
And then they just drink and drink.
They sell like suits in 7-Eleven, so when people pass out in the street, they can wake up, go buy a suit in the morning, go back to work.
That's fucking so
the amount of people you see just like passed out on the street or in like a bench, you're like, this place is wild. It's gonna be all different. Businessmen in their suits.
Texas is gonna be wild. That'll be a culture shock.
Yeah, I can't even like imagine what it's going to be like.
How long before you walk into like a shop and buy just an AK-47?
You got to. I'm going to walk in with my cowboy boots, cowboy hat, and be like, "Where is my gun? Just give it to me now."
That's going to be so good. Yeah, you're going to have fun there. Do you reckon jiu-jitsu is like out of all martial arts, jiu-jitsu is probably one of the most important to learn for like children and stuff?
Yeah, for sure. Like how many like schoolyard fights do you see and the kid just gets headlocked and just like dragged to the ground?
It's also more of a defensive martial art too, so your kid's not going to go around
walk around
people up,
punching people in the face,
unless you're Miles.
Yeah,
he walks around and he'll throw up a flying triangle on someone, just an unexpected stranger.
That's it. Yeah, for kids, it's super important, man. We've got a really good kids program at M16 now. Like, very rarely you'd see less than 20, 25
Yeah,
training.
it's massive now. I remember when Miles first started, he was getting a few, like Sterling and all that would come in.
Yeah.
And now, like, there's just...
Now Sterling's had, like, 2-3 MMA fights, you know?
That's
from a little kid.
insane, really.
Yeah, he's killing it, man.
I remember when he was in the gym, he was such a little shit when he was younger.
Oh,
He was such a little terror, but he just kept going, and now he's got 2 fights, does he?
I think he's had 2, yeah.
That's insane. His dad's a weapon, though. He comes from
Timbo's the man.
good genetics.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, and Sterling, you know, competes, like, every 3 weeks in jiu-jitsu, and he's had kickboxing fights. He's all over the place. It's good to see what these kids are like achieving already, you know.
And then that's even before that. Well, he wouldn't even be 16.
I think he might just be 13.
That's insane.
He's fought in all martial arts, you know. Like, imagine when he's 18 and he can actually fight.
That's the thing with these new, like, breed of MMA fighters. They're actually MMA fighters. They're not specialists.
From being kids, you know. It's not
they're
like
not specialists
a guy who
anymore.
wrestled and he's like, oh, I can't wrestle anymore. Oh, I'll go try MMA, you know. Like, these guys are specifically MMA fighters.
So you're fucked everywhere. You're fucked on the feet. They're good on the feet. They're good on the floor. Do you do much wrestling?
Yeah. Yeah, I do a lot more wrestling now than I used to, but, like...
Does it suck?
It does suck.
Wrestling's the hardest,
My
isn't
ears
it?
are all battered now. I did 10 years of jiu-jitsu, got my black belt, perfect ears, and then started wrestling.
Do you have collies?
Oh, so bad. My right ear is fucked.
Yeah, you don't wear the...
Nah.
You're just going to deal with it.
You just gotta look tough, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, wrestling's the hardest one, isn't it?
Physically, for sure, on the body, it's the toughest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see, like, Taylor doing warm-ups and stuff, and I'm like, what the fuck? How can you be on your head?
She's a beast, man.
She's a freak. She's coming on soon.
Oh, really? That'll be a good one.
I'm gonna get her on. She just got... she's going to the Commonwealth Games.
She just did the ADCC too and got a bronze medal, you know, and, like, almost won her semi-final too, like...
She beat the absolute shit out of me in the gym once.
Man, I remember when she first came to the gym and, like... this while I was up in North Adelaide at the time, and I obviously knew who she was and I trained with her a bit, but there'd be like guys that were like had no idea who she was, and they just like walk over and then just get thrown on their head, and you're like, oh, it's the best thing to see.
Yeah,
it's
dude.
So good
because she's pretty jacked and she's very athletic, but she's got obviously a very sweet face.
Yeah,
and she's very friendly, but then it just rings and then it's like, oh fuck,
it's all over.
She's ankle picture and you're on your fucking head. She's a gun. She's such a gun. I always say she could have 2 MMA fights and she would be in the UFC.
Oh, for sure. Sure. If she wanted to pursue MMA, she could do it. She's so, like, gifted, like, not gifted, but also so hardworking.
Yeah, very hardworking.
She could do any sport she wanted to be professional at it, you know?
Some people
she
are
could
like
probably
that.
play in the WNBA if she wanted to, you know?
Yeah, some people are like that, just super competitors. But you're like that too. You're just a fucking super competitor.
Yeah, I'm just competitive at everything, you know? Like, someone takes off at the lights, I want to beat them to the other side, you know?
Yeah. So, Boa in 2 weeks?
Boa 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks after that, off to Austin.
Easy. And where can people follow you on Instagram, all that?
Instagram, Declan Moody, that's where...
The best memes are
that's
made.
The best... not by me, but I share the best memes. I seem to get tagged in, mostly by Adam Jones. I throw back a couple myself, but he's definitely the king.
I just got Instagram for my podcast, and every day I wake up and Adam it'll be like 6 a.m, and Adam's posted 9 things already. He's just on it all day.
Unbelievable.
It's like, I think he's hired someone.
His birthday yesterday was amazing. I'm not sure if you know Kai, but he uploaded a rave video of Adam. And he's like got Adam's face photoshopped on all these guys in like a 90s rave. Do yourself a favour, find that video. It creased me for about an hour yesterday. He
fucking razzes people up that much that people probably just wait for these days.
His birthday's the best day of the year, man. Like, everyone's been waiting. They've been fucking going through the archives all year just to get him back.
He's such a troll. I love Adam.
So good.
He's such
the
a
best,
troll.
Man.
Where did you and Adam meet at? AJ. Did Adam ever train at like AJA and all that?
He did, but me and Adam actually met through like family friends before. Like,
oh really?
I've known Adam for like 10 years. Like,
really?
Yeah, a really long time.
That's crazy. So he would have seen you from like what, a blue belt to fucking
before, like when I was basically a kid.
Yeah,
you
no
know?
shit. That's insane.
Like, I was doing jiu-jitsu separate to those guys, but like I knew Craig and Adam, and then just through the years ended up on the same path, you know.
It's insane that Craig came from Woodcroft. It's always weird.
That's it. Yeah, it's funny because I grew up in Woodcroft too.
Does shit like that kind of give you like? Did it give like a fire up your ass when you seen Craig be like probably top 3 jiu-jitsu practitioners in the world?
Oh man, it's funny, you know, like coming up when I was like a blue belt and stuff. Everyone's like, "Oh man, you're gonna be like Craig. You're gonna be like Craig."
Fuck.
And I was like, "Man, I could, you know,
Yeah.
like and
like it's possible.
that was like when Craig was like winning the nationals and like things like that. Not like he was going to ADCC at that point either. And I was like, then I started winning the nationals and doing these things and like winning the Pan Packs and going overseas and winning this. And then Craig blew up, and I was like, man, if I could be like that guy, that's pretty special.
It's hell inspiring because you hear about it. It's like, fuck, he's just a bloke from Woodcroft, and he's like the best in the world at something.
He's special, man. Like, great person too. Like, he's done a lot to help me, and like he's always given me a lot of his time, and I appreciate that. But like, yeah, to see that is unreal, man.
Yeah, you're just gonna get better and better when you're over there too.
That's
just 24 hours a day.
That's the plan.
Yeah, easy, man. Thanks heaps for coming on.
No, thanks for
I
having me.
know you're a
mate.
busy dude. Good luck at Boa. I'm sure you're gonna win.
Thank you very much. That's the aim.
Easy, man. Thanks
Thanks,
heaps.
brother.
Boom. Thank you.